Alright guys, we're back for game 1 of our playtesting session. This is Todd Anderson playing Blue-Green Delver versus...
Todd Anderson playing Red-Green Trading Post.
What is it, Todd Anderson mirror match over here?
It is, yeah.
Okay, alright. Well, this is Braun-Duin alongside me. But I think my hand's pretty good. While we don't have a first turn threat, we could potentially draw one with this here probe. But we also have these two, which I like, so I think I'm going to keep.
Yeah, I'm going to keep this hand. Since I know what he's playing, I know that this is going to be pretty dead, but the rest of the hand is pretty good. We have this. This is very good in the deck. We're going to have this, which will be relevant later, and then these are both very solid cards. So, yeah, we're going to keep.
Okay. Alright, I think I'm going to pay 2 life here to get Taxium for a Butte because I want to draw a Delver or something to cast on one.
Yeah.
So, alright,
I think that's
right. This armor quest. So you have Ichor Wellspring, Talisman. I think Talisman's actually very good in this matchup.
Yeah, it is.
And yeah, even though you know my deck list, Grudge is not going to do anything. But if you draw Faithless Looting, you can just discard it. So.
Right, and the rest of my hand is I would keep the rest of it on a Mold of 6.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, alright, so we're going to draw a card off the probe. Hope that I peel a Delver.
And I think your life doesn't matter that much against me,
right.
So you wanna up your chances.
I agree.
Yeah.
I want to actively pay life to try to get an advantage, even if it's not
good.
Percentage-wise going to happen. Oh, how lucky.
There he is. The old D of S.
D of S. Alright, unfortunately we drew on turn 2 instead of turn before, but yeah, those are fine.
Go ahead.
Alright, so we're going to trigger Delver, hope to flip. Obviously do not.
Delver Secrets, here to help.
We're going to cast a Snapcaster Mage and flashback Gataxian Probe, just to see if I'm going to get Whip Flared next turn.
You're going to get Faithless Looted.
Alright, so he's got a Thrag, and a Looting that we don't know.
Mm-hmm. So,
I think I know, and another Wellspring. Alright, and I'm paying the mana for the probe instead of the life, which is good now that I see the Thragtusk, because the life might end up mattering in a few turns. So, attack for 1, put you to 19, and pass the turn.
Alright, so we could cast this turn. Or we could cast this plus this, or whatever else we draw. But I actually think we want to just cast this because then we can play this the following turn. So,
Talisman into Thragtusk.
Yeah, we're gonna play Pristine Talisman, and I'm just gonna go ahead and gain a life right now.
Sure, back up to 20.
Yep.
Right, this is pretty bad for me because I don't have answers for Cavern Thragtusk really, so I'm just gonna have to try to fly over him with Delver if I ever flip, but.
You have to Spectral Flight that Delver if you want to fly over.
I hit you for 3 down to 17. And I'm done.
Okay. Alright, so we are going to play Cavernous Souls Named Beast and then cast Thragtusk.
Yep, 22. Or 23 with the Talisman, actually.
Yep.
Alright, so you're 23, I'm at 18?
Yep, I'm done.
Alright. Reveal Ponder, so we finally hit, which is good. Draw. Let's cast a Ponder, see what we get.
Sure.
Alright, now, I actually want all 3 of these cards in my hand right now, or I guess this card being in my hand is not as relevant, but I want the other 2. I don't know if I want to play this guy this turn or wait a turn. So I might just stack it like this to, play around potential Slag Storm or something from him. Not really sure what. But I'm definitely attacking with the Delver. Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't know, you can make the argument to put this guy on top and just cast him this turn, and then potentially make a bunch of flyers, but it's a little risky, so I'm not really sure. Sorry. I probably wouldn't. I don't know if I would actually do that. I mean, you've only drawn, what, 2 cards since I've looked at your hand. You're going to draw a third. And you have Faithless Looting, but... I think I'm actually going to just go for the gold. Like, I don't think I'm going to win if I just sit back, so we're going to...
Take me down to 20? Alright.
Actually going to attack with them, too.
Alright, so attacking a Snapcaster suggests either Mutagenic Growth or Gut Shot. And then Gut Shot would be like... He would probably have a Vapor Snag for the Beast, but... I'm just going to make him play his cards. So.
Sure. Alright, you take 3.
Yep.
Down to 20.
Yep.
I'm going to play a Talrand.
Okay.
And then Gut Shot this guy and make a 2/2.
Alright, that's...
Alright, so I'm at 16 life. And I'll get a 2/2 flyer if I can find one.
Find a real beast, let me know.
Running short on tokens over here. Oh, here's the token box. I don't need any of those.
There's some drakes.
Thanks.
See a beast in there somewhere?
You can just use a worm, I guess. 3/3. Oh, there's a beast right there.
Okay.
Come on, boy.
Hey, reading is hard.
Reading is tech.
Alright.
And let's give him a good second to be able to cut. Alright, so Gut Shot your Thragtusk, make a 2/2 Drake, you get your beast, and don't have a sweeper, please. Your turn.
Alright. Miracle Whip Flare is probably what we're gonna do.
Oh boy.
We didn't have a sweeper, but we drew one. So I will start by casting this Whip Flare here.
It's all dead, Jim.
Yeah.
It's a little annoying. But I mean, the deck plays a bunch of cards like that, so I kind of have to just take my beats.
Let's see. So I think the other thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna cast this Faithless Looting. Yeah, I guess you might have like a mental misstep, but. All right, so we have to discard 2 cards here. One of which is going to be this Ancient Grudge, and Ancient Grudge actually isn't completely dead because I can hit like Wellsprings and stuff.
Sure, but you do have Phyrexian Core too, so
yeah. And I think our other one is going to be. I mean, these are actually all pretty good, but I think we want to get rid of the Microsynth Wellspring as well.
Sure.
And then we will cast Gain a Life, play a Tumble Magnet.
Alright, so you're 21. I'm at 13. You have a Tumble Magnet.
Yep, go ahead.
Alright, so I'm going to play Snapcaster Mage and Ponder.
Okay.
And right now, since it's only Pressure as a beast, I kind of want to dig for a Vapor Snag, but I'm also looking for additional threats as well. Quarian Dryad would be sweet, but 2 lands and a Gut Shot's not going to cut it, so we're going to throw these back.
You can block and Gut Shot my beast, and then draw a couple of lands. Seems good. Like,
yeah. I thought about it for
Yeah.
like 0 seconds, 0.001 seconds. All right, and we'll draw. Alrighty, go.
Alright, we're gonna play Phyrexian's Core and cast a Trading Post.
Sure.
And gaining a life from Pristine Talisman.
Alright, so you're 22.
Yep. We will attack with our beasts.
Alright, so Trading Post, you can sack a creature to get back an artifact, but not vice versa, right?
Right.
So you can't recur Thragtusk, but
Correct, right.
yeah. If you had Metamorph, you could be recurring that, but I mean, since he has Tumble Magnet, I'm not going to be able to deal much damage to him anyway, and he has this to gain life and this to gain life, so I'm really at a point where I just need to block, I think, and then just try to gut shot and trade after damage.
Okay. So damage, your Snapcaster dies.
Yeah,
I'm gonna respond to the gut shot.
Sure.
So you go to 11.
Yep.
And I'm gonna sack this creature to get back Micro Stump from him.
Oh, I should do it with... Okay, take backs.
Okay.
Alright. So before damage, I'm going to gut shot it.
Okay.
That way you can't sack it to get your artifact.
Right. And in this case, I would rather...
I mean, I have 2 protective spells, so there's no reason for me to wait until damage is resolved. I just misplayed around this card. So.
Right, exactly. That's fine. So you're at 11, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm just gonna... I'd rather trade with the Snapcaster than get the
the
Wellspring back.
I agree with that.
So, second, we're gonna cast an Ichor Wellspring. Ooh.
And just snap it off.
Snapped off a Mana Leak.
You have 1,000,000 lands.
Alright, go ahead.
However, if you play Wormcoil next turn, I'm going to feel real dumb. Although you can just play Wormcoil like 5 turns in a row, so I don't know if I can actually beat that. Go.
Alright, end of his turn, we're going to sack an artifact to draw a card, and we're going to sack this. So we get to draw 2 cards.
That's nice.
Oh, it's very nice.
I don't actually think I can win this game from here. I could have won if Talren had survived, I think, for at least like a turn or two, because I would have been able to generate enough pressure to fight through a trading post. But at this juncture, I'm pretty sure that I'm just going to get annihilated by anything.
So gain a life, 23.
Yeah.
I'm going to flash back the Faithless Looting.
I'm going to pay a blue and mental misstep it.
Okay. It has been mental misstepped. Let's see. In that case... I will just say go.
I'm casting this, but I'm not happy about it. I really wish it was bigger, but your turn.
Okay.
Can't really save it, I don't think.
In a turn, we are going to pay a life.
Make a gut.
Yep.
Alright, 22, and you have a gut. Oh, go at. Even if I get my Coriandratid big enough to like do anything, he still just will have a bunch of goats.
So we have
This is demoralizing.
we have a number of options here with all these cards, and I think what I would like, I want to just, I guess we'll go with this since we have a little bit of, since we have this one. I'm gonna try to Galvanic Blast or Coriandratid. Alright. Paper snagged it. So he's at 10.
No, I'm at 10.
Don't
Don't worry, we're conceding next turn if I don't draw something good.
Alright.
So.
We're gonna sack a creature.
You're not gonna attack first?
Alright, fine. Get in there, goat.
Ow!
I'm gonna sack that goat to get back an artifact. I'm gonna get back Ichor Wellspring.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna gain a life and cast Ichor Wellspring.
23.
Yep. Draw this and play this and say go ahead.
Alright, we got a land. I'm scooping.
Okay.
I don't think I can even remotely fight through this card at the moment, so... And I assume you have, like...
Yeah, mana removal.
And even if, like, you have all lands in hand, they just translate into, you know, healing salves or whatever, so...
Right.
Just...
Eventually I will draw a threat, so...
Yep. Alright, so that was game 1. We're probably going to play 2 games pre-board,
right,
and then probably 2 games post-board. But I have a feeling that I may get swept.
I don't know about that.
Maybe not. My draw was, like, fine that game, though, and I still just got obliterated, so...
Right. Although, like, I think Query on Dryad is probably your best start against me,
Yep,
so...
I agree. Alright, so yeah, if I have Coriandratid on the play and you don't have a removal spell, or if your removal's like a Gal Blast and I have a misstep for it, then I think I can definitely get to the point where it gets out of hand, but you have plenty of ways to, you know, keep it in check.
Right.
I'm kind of hoping I go like Dryad into Probe, and then you try to like Whip Flare, and then I get the Gut Shot to save it.
Gut shot targeting you.
Yeah.
What if I had like a Witchbane Orb in play? Just gut shot yourself.
Yeah. Duh. Get that Dryad.
Well, that game went pretty much according to plan.
Unfortunately.
Drawing that Whip Flare was pretty nice, but...
Yeah, from your opening hand, like, I thought that I was going to be advantaged, but after you were able to, like, chain Wellsprings, like...
Yeah. Like, my opening hand was, I mean, just having Ichor Wellspring plus...
Core.
Like, you don't really know what you're going to see. Like, I could have just bricked off completely.
Right.
Instead, I drew, like, a Thragtusk and a Cavern. And
Whip Flare. Oh.
The Whip Flare, yeah.
That card just has made me so sad since it's been standard. It was sad at first because, like, Pyroclasm existed.
Yeah.
And then it was sad afterwards because Pyroclasm didn't exist. So...
It still lives on,
Yeah.
sort of. Card has made me sad in Modern against, like, Affinity decks.
Oh, yeah. They'll play, like, 4 artifact creatures and then just kill all your guys.
Yeah.
The card's pretty fair. Alright, so we're going to be on the play this game, and this hand is ridiculous, actually, I think. So we're snapping this one off.
I'm going to try this hand, but it is a little bit on the risky side, but since it's, like, so jam-packed, I think we definitely want to go with it, so.
Alright, we're going to open up with Delver.
Sure.
Go. Not a turn 2 Delver, but a turn 1 Delver.
I'm just going to go ahead and
No.
kill it right now.
He did.
Go.
Alright, I'm just going to hope and pray he doesn't have a second removal spell, and pass the turn. I think if he had a Whip Flare, he might have, like, baited me into...
Go.
Whoa. Okay. Draw. Cast Ponder and trigger this guy.
Yep.
You must have Mycosynth Wellspring in hand, right?
Certainly possible.
I don't really think I want any of these cards, even though there's 2 spells and a land. I don't want the land at all, and I know Gutshot's not very good in this matchup, and Vapor Snag is not great either, so we're going to shuffle them away. Hopefully we can just draw more cantrips or something, maybe another threat. But draw, ponder, trigger. Alright, so that's pretty much the Nutter Butter, I think. And attack for... I'll go ahead and Gutshot you and hit you for...
Total of 5?
5 total, but you take 4 from the Dryad, so you're at 15.
Yep.
I take 2, I'm at 18. Go.
Alright, well that was not a land, so... I think we will just go ahead and discard.
I'm kind of sad that, like, my nut draw is against your, like, brick on a land draw.
Yeah, I mean this hand was so good if I hit the second land.
Yeah. Alright, well, we'll draw. I'll Cavern name Wizard, since I don't need green anymore, and we'll just attack for 4.
Alright, 11.
And then be done.
Alright. Mycosynth. Into... Yep.
Trigger.
Yep. Go ahead.
I mean, since he's short on land, I hate to, like, punish him more, but, I mean, if this was, I mean, I would obviously do it in a tournament, so.
Yeah, definitely. Of course.
Attack for 5. Shoot a 6, and go.
Alright. We'll say go. We're probably dead, but...
I mean, I just cast any spell, right?
Yeah. But it's not green.
Play a Tower End.
Alright, we're dead.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think, like, I had...
What was your hand?
I had Slag, these... Galvanic Blast, Mountain, and Mycosynth Wellspring.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, especially on the draw, that hand I think is very keepable. And
yeah, like it's just mono. It's just like all good cards.
Yeah, and if you draw 1 land, like you're probably golden.
Right, because it's unlike like you're probably gonna tap out for like a Bride on turn 2. You're not gonna like hold up to counter this.
Yeah.
And even if I cast it, like there's a chance you just don't leak it if you. I mean, if it doesn't seem important or something.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna sideboard real quick, so we'll talk about that in this matchup, I think the only cards I really want to bring in are like more counter spells and Steel Sabotage, although I might want Mutagenic Growth since most of his removal is red-based. Mental Misstep might be good too since he has Galvanic Blast and, well, I guess I'm seeing he has Pillar, but...
Yeah. So normally I like to bring in Metamorph against Delver decks because of like Geist, but since he's not playing Geist, I don't like it as much. It can still kill a Towerand, and it still copies my own stuff, so I want to keep the ones I have, but I don't think I want to bring in any extras. Don't want Conscripts, really. Don't want any of these more expensive cards.
Would you leave in Wormcoil on the premise that I'd be boarding out Vapor Snags?
I think I'm going to leave in like one Wormcoil just in general.
Yeah.
I think this deck always wants to have like one, access to one, because it is like the best end game you can have, so. But I might board like one engine out. Tumble Magnet's a card I will consider cutting. It's Tumble Magnet, since he has like Towerand, kind of. I mean, it's really good against Quirion Dryad, but probably gonna board out that Ancient Grudge.
Alright, so for my sideboarding, I'm siding out the Gut Shots, 1 Vapor Snag, and 2 Phantasmal Images. And I know that he has Thragtusk, but I don't think that he actually is worried about opposing Thragtusks, like, in the slightest. And, like, me copying it's not going to be much pressure. And I think, like, the way that I beat him is just having, like, a big Quirion Dryad that's hard to kill, or, you know, flipping a Delver and protecting it early. An Image doesn't really do any of those things. I mean, it can copy like a flip Delver, I guess, but then that just runs you into the risk of getting Whip Flared or Slag Stormed. But I like the Mutagenic Growths, the Sabotages, and the Jace alongside the 2 extra counter spells. And then I'm siding out the 4 Gut Shots, which are virtually dead, a Vapor Snag, and 2 Phantasmal Images. So.
Alright, well, I'm going to bring in all my sweepers and removal spells, and I'm going to bring in 2 Ratchet Bombs as well, and I want to cut 100% the Ancient Grudge. I want to trim down on 1 Wormcoil Engine because it's just kind of a dog to Vapor Snag, and beyond that, I kind of want to cut the Tumble Magnets because they're good against Quirion Dryad, but they're kind of bad against the rest of his deck.
Yeah.
And I'd like a little higher impact cards, and then I'm going to either cut a Metamorph or a Trading Post. You don't want to have too many Trading Posts because against
playing 3 or 4?
Playing 4.
Okay.
Against a deck that has like all the counters he does and the aggression he has, this can be a little too slow. So I think I'm going to cut the 4th Trading Post as well, and keep the 3rd Metamorph. And we'll see. Like after a game or 2, I might decide to change that.
Sure. All right. So Brian's going to be on the play for game 3. We'll go and shuffle up.
I think this deck could use some Batter Skulls to suit up those goat tokens. That's what I'm talking about. Get into that 4/5 goat.
Well, goats and germs are brothers, right? They're both 0/1, do nothing guys, you know. Although it seems kind of unfair that like a germ would be the same size as a goat.
Well, a germ's 0/0.
Is it? Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Man.
So the goat is a little bit bigger. But
Whatever, man. Whatever, man.
Alright. I get to be on the play. It's exciting. Don't know what that feels like, so.
You can't see my eyes right now, but I'm making googly eyes.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's nut draw again, and you stumble on lands again, because that's how every game of Magic should work.
That's the kind of magic that brings people to the game right there.
So I saw my first 2 cards I saw were this little symbol and the island, and I was like, I'm keeping.
So this hand is interesting. this is on the borderline. This is definitely borderline here, and I think I'm actually going to ship this one back because it needs a lot of help. So yeah, I'm going to ship this one back. Just for reference, though, it's 5 lands, Mycosynth Wellspring, Galvanic Blast.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, it just like doesn't. If this was an April Wellspring, I would definitely keep it. But.
Yeah, especially because you have the Phyrexia's core, but
Right.
I mean, you already have 5 lands. Like another 2 lands is going to help you.
Yeah.
If one of the cards was a Faithless Looting, then that hand's awesome, right?
Yeah, of course.
Because even though you're drawing like 2 extra lands with the Wellspring, like you get to discard them and they just become anything.
Yeah, they become real cards.
So this hand's good. You know, I obviously have a lot of early pressure as well as some cantrips and some protection. So hopefully, you know, it's good enough to win like the early part of the game, and then maybe I'll like be able to stabilize with these 2 cards. So.
Wow. So I'm gonna keep this hand, and I think this is better than an average 5-card hand is gonna be, and it has a lot of potential. So go ahead. This one could fail very easily.
All right, we're gonna play a Delver and cross our fingers that it doesn't get killed. But
Wow, that's exactly. All right, Galvanic Blast, and go.
all right, we're gonna play Hinterland Harbor Infestor.
All right, so we drew this, and we will name. I will go ahead and name Worm. Sure. Cast Ichor Wellspring.
It feels gross to do this, but I think I should mana like that.
Okay. Go ahead.
I want to try to like slow his chain down, I think. Alright, we're going to main phase a Thought Scour. I want to target you just for the gratification of milling over 2 lands.
Yeah.
It'd be so good. But we'll hit a land and a probe for ourselves, draw a card, and
Even when I'm on the play, I miss a land drop, so you're basically on the play.
yeah. I'm going to play Corion Dryad Infestor.
That guy could be a bit of a problem. Go.
Alright, so my gamble was that if he was able to kill the Dryad that turn, then I was probably going to lose. But if he didn't have another removal spell, then I think the game is just over now. Because now that I get to untap with protection, like I think it's going to be very hard for him to get through. But unfortunately, we're just going to... Well, we'll play another Corion Dryad. And then we're going to not get Slagstormed. So we're just going to attack for 1.
Okay.
And you're at 19?
Yep.
I'm at 20, and I'll be done.
That is sad. Alright, go.
Alright, so we're going to tap the Forest, Island, Hinterland, play Snapcaster Mage, triggering both these guys. And then I'm going to cast the Gataxian Probe to see what you got going on over there. Trigger both these guys.
Well, I have drawn a lot of expensive spells.
Alright, so you have a Thraggles, Metamorph, Post, Slagstorm, Warm Coil, Pristine Talisman. Alright, so we're going to draw a card. And at this point I know that the game's probably over since, I mean I have 2 Mana Leaks in hand, so I'm going to be able to protect these from sweepers. And
Yeah, we're
attack for 6.
probably dead here.
And be done.
And Faithless Looting.
Alright, I will Mana Leak to keep him off of lands and to trigger these above death
Yeah.
range. So
Yeah, and if you have another leak, yeah, we're dead. We can't draw anything to pull out of that. So
2 games where you stumbled on mana a little bit. Dryad was able to crash in real quick, but I don't know. Like, do you think maybe the deck needs another land, or is it just like the hands you're keeping are a little borderline, but you're just getting a little bit unlucky, or what?
I mean, I think I would keep those hands again. Like I think keeping those hands is right. I mean, I had so much early interaction, and I just need like a little bit of help.
Yep.
And
Well, Like,
yeah, I just didn't get the help.
yeah.
Basically, I think the deck could use another land, like, but yeah.
Is it playing 24 or 23?
23.
23, yeah. Yeah, when we were talking with Brad about the deck, did you mention them in the deck tech?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Well, did you mention Sandblack?
No.
Rats. But, yeah, so Brad has been working on this deck for a while now, obviously.
Right.
And he was helping us put the deck together before the video started. And, you know, he had some changes he wanted to make. And last night when night before last when I was hanging out with him, he was waffling between 23 and 24. And he went down to 23, which means he was probably getting flooded a little too much, but...
Yeah. I mean, like, the deck has, like, Faithless Looting and Microsynth Wellspring and, like, Pristine Talisman. So, I mean, it has the things, but, like, I'm not even able to cast Pristine Talisman.
Right.
So.
Like, do you think maybe you should just cut a Talisman for a land? Like, since I feel like both times that you've been mana short, you've had a Talisman in hand just not being able to cast it, right?
Yeah. Perhaps, like, cut a Talisman for a land or, like... I mean, I actually really like Talisman a lot, though. Actually,
yeah, me too.
I actually think it should maybe even be playing 4 Talismans because that card's just very good.
Yeah.
But,
maybe trim down on
like a Tumble Magnet. Yeah.
I
could see like cutting a Tumble Magnet for a 24th land.
Sure. All right, so Brian's going to be on the play this game. Hopefully he has 2 lands or more in his opener.
Yeah, hopefully I can cast spells.
Should have kept that 5-lander. That one, you wouldn't have got massacred on that one.
Yeah. I mean, my top 2 cards were both gas, so...
Exactly.
You can't know that, though. But, yeah.
You can. You can know that.
Alright, this one's a little sketch as well, but I think this time we're going to try this one out.
I'm going to start calling you, Brian, the sketch keep Braun-Duin.
I mean, like, you have to keep something. Like,
Sure.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to keep my hand, too. I think
Alright.
mine's pretty sweet.
Go ahead.
Alright. Draw. Now what I'm looking for here, go ahead, is a way to protect my Braun-Duin from a removal spell. Like I need a mutagenic
Okay.
growth, potentially a mental misstep or something, but we're going to Thought Scour myself, paying 2 mostly irrelevant cards. Yeah, I kind of feel like I have to start trying to put pressure on him, but Braun-Duin's so important in this matchup that I don't want to just run it into a removal spell. Yeah, I'll just take the gamble, I think.
Okay.
If I, like, time walk myself, then that's just bad. So.
You done?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to try to Gallop Bust it. So he didn't have Delver into Dry this time, so we actually were able to hit his big threat with our Galvanic Bust. Go ahead.
Should have waited a turn.
Should have played around it.
Yep. And go.
Alright, we're going to cast... we'll play Cavern and name Beast. And play Ichor Wellspring.
Sure.
Good. Alright, so go ahead.
Alright, in a turn, Snapcaster, Thought Scour.
Sure.
Draw. Attack for 2.
Alright, we're at 18.
Alright. Pop.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm going to keep these just like this. Since I have the protective measures, I don't really mind if he plays some sort of Whip Flare type effect. Play my lands, play Delver.
Okay.
So go.
I'm going to use Core to sack Ichor Wellspring and gain a life.
Sure.
So at 19. Draw a card. Draw. Okay. So I don't think we want to run our cards into Mana Leak. So hold off on some of these other ones. We'll play 5 cards.
Yup.
Go ahead and play a mountain. Cast Ichor Wellspring.
Sure.
Draw a card. I actually don't want to cast this yet because I'm pretty happy with the way our hand looks right now, so I'm going to wait and just say go.
Okay. Alright, we'll trigger Delver, flipping Gataxian Probe.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and peek your hand, paying 2 life at 18. Alright, so he's got a Slag Storm, a Post, Looting,
Metamorph in 2 caverns.
and a 2 Cavern. And the first Cavern is on Beast, right?
Yep.
Alright, so we'll draw a card off the Probe. Player lands. And 5U.
Alright, I'm at 14.
And pass turn.
Alright, end of turn, we will sack the Wellspring to the core.
Sure.
Gain a life, draw a card. 15. Now we have some options here. I think we want to go for this turn. So we'll play Cavern and name Shapeshifter.
Sure.
And we will try to play a Slag Storm.
Alright, I'm gonna pay a green and Mutagenic Growth, the insect.
Okay.
And then Snapcaster will die.
Alright. He has saved his insects. In that case, one thing we can do is this to copy the insect, but it seems a little loose. I think at this point we're just going to try to play Faithless Looting.
Missed it.
Okay. Alright. Say go.
Snapcaster Ponder.
Okay.
It's arguable that I should save that for a mana leak, but since he has 2 caverns, the only thing I'd be mana leaking would be his trading post, but if he has a land, then it doesn't do anything. And I saw his hand last turn, and he definitely has a cavern still. And, like, there's no reason for me to just, like, sit back on a mana leak, so I think pondering to try to dig for more gas or more guaranteed protection is better. And I'm not going to keep 2 land in a probe.
Rats.
You could also make the argument that Snapcaster with Mutagenic Growth is what I should have been doing to protect from more removal over the next few turns, but I don't know. I don't know if that is correct. But I feel like digging for more gas is better at the moment. Like if I let you, you know, start to dig out of your hole, that's bad for me.
I mean, I think you want to just keep pressuring me as much as you can.
Right.
Like.
Tech.
Okay. I go to 12.
Right, and I have not played a land yet. I will cast a probe.
Okay. I've drawn Thragtusk and Trading Post and a mountain.
Well, I saw the post, I think.
Oh, okay.
Mountain
Mountain and
Mountain
Thragtusk.
and Thragtusk, yeah.
Yep.
Go.
There's a solid chance. Alright. So, I believe this turn we are just going to be playing Thragtusk.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah.
This is like the one spot in the whole world where I wish I had Range Tenor Spike in my deck.
Mm-hmm. In terms of the lands, we could play the mountain, or we could play this. And I think, I don't know if we will need a lot more red mana. But I guess we'll play the mountain. It's probably better. Like we want to discard some lands to
Faithless Looting.
Faithless Looting.
Right.
So I'm going to use the Cavern on Beast and play the Thragtusk.
Yep. You still go 17?
Yep. And it's yours. Okay. 14.
Not really sure what to do here. I think just flooding out is not good for me because I have like 3 lands sitting in my hand.
Wow. And if that's the case, I like my chances this game pretty well.
Well, yeah, duh. Yeah, no, this is real bad for me. Like, I can Vapor Snag my own Snapcaster Mage and, like, flashback, like, a Taxium Probe. But the problem is that, you know, I'm still just, like, losing the race to Thragtusk at the moment, especially because he's going to Metamorph his own guy next turn. And if I just Vapor Snag his Thragtusk, then he'll just recast the next turn, get another 5 life, and have a 3/3 beast. And if he Metamorphs, he can also just copy Snapcaster Mage, and then that will let him Slagstorm both my guys away. So,
yeah.
this is a tough spot.
Yeah, like him having a Snapcaster, I mean, I would actually probably just Gout Blast your guy. But
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that way you don't kill your 3/3 and your Snapcaster copy.
Right.
Your turn.
Alright, so we use the Cavern on Metamorph, on Shapeshifter, and we'll just do this pre-combat. Actually, yeah, we would do it pre-combat in case he has like a gut shot on the Thragtusk. Like in case he like blocks plus gut shots, we'd rather do it pre-combat. So we use the Cavern, so we don't even have to pay life and cast the Metamorph.
Yep. So you have 19.
Yep. And we will then flashback Faithless Looting. Should have.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Draw. And I think we want to pitch 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we don't need this other Cavern. We only have 1 Worm Coil left, so we'll go ahead and pitch that in Mountain.
This game would have been so much different if I
It
just
is.
waited to turn on the stupid guy.
Now we'll bash in for 5.
Alright, I'm gonna block and then attempt to Vapor Snag my own Snapcaster Mage.
Okay. So you're at 17?
Yep. Alright, so what this does is it prevents 5 damage. It also allows me to still be able to Snapcaster Vapor Snag if I want to. Or I can Snapcaster Gitaxian Probe to try to draw onto another card, which it looks like. So I'm going to be trying to do Cavern Wizard. Snapcaster plus Probe.
Okay. Trading Post Core Metamorph.
Alright, what I think I have to do here actually, which is gross, is blocking his original Thragtusk with the insect. Because I can't race 10 damage a turn. I don't think there's any way I'm going to win the game, but I'm going to play it out to try to, I guess.
Yep. That's worth doing.
Play another one of these duders. And be done.
Alright. That's a pretty sweet draw. So I'm going to start by playing let's see. Actually, yeah. Start by playing a Trading Post.
It resolves.
Okay.
Now you can sack his Metamorph to get back something.
Pull your Aberration.
Well, that's not resolving. I guess I will Snapcaster Misstep.
Okay.
Could also have Mutagenic Growth, I guess. I don't know.
We will attack with just this guy.
You saw the line.
Yep. I need to keep my real Thragtusk around so I can do shenanigans with Trading Post to keep copying it.
Well, you can also just play your other one, right? And then...
I guess that's true, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's true, yeah. This is a little bit slower, but more...
Yeah, and we'll trade, I guess.
Okay. So I get a Beast.
Yep.
I play this Phyrexia's Core, cast the Metamorph,
Sure.
copy the Thragtusk. I'm paying 2 life, so
So you gain 3.
yeah, I'm at 22.
Alright, I'm probably conceding on my draw step.
Go ahead.
Let's see what it is. Yep, we're done.
Okay.
Alright. How much time have we gone through so far?
Like 45 minutes.
Okay. Should we play one more, or are we good?
Go ahead and play it out.
Okay.
Alright, play a fifth one for all the marbles.
There
You-
can only
no.
be
This matchup's actually been pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of the couple of games that were pretty bad, but
Alright, so I'm boarding in the third copy of this. Since he has so much removal off your board, I think I just want another high impact threat. Even though it's vulnerable to sweepers.
I've actually been pretty happy with the board plan that I used. I think I'm gonna stick with it.
Sure.
It's possible I want to cut the second worm coil and bring back in like a tumble magnet, but I do think I want to keep like one worm coil in
Sure.
there.
And this is the card I'm going to be cutting. So. Okay, so I'll be able to play this game, and it's kind of sad. I actually really like having Gutshot in my deck against you sometimes, like when I have the Quirion Dryad draw, because it just can, alongside, you know, a Gataxian Probe can save it from like Whip Flare or Galvanic Blast, but it's just such a corner case that...
Yeah, I don't think you want to. Well, I mean, it's
I have
possible
a
you
lot
want
of
to.
good cards in my deck, so...
Yeah, it's possible you want to just have like your deck built to just nut draw me, because I mean you're never winning a long game.
That's true.
But
We'll play the last game like it is.
I
and
do
then-
think like mutagenic and misstep are probably certainly better than Gutshot, I would assume. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, playtime is starting. 'Cause it's not over.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's like, all right, best 7 I've ever seen. Come on.
Alright, we'll keep this one. I like this hand a lot, actually.
I will keep this one as well.
Alright, so, we'll just start off with an island and be done.
Yay, no Delver. Go ahead.
Well, Thought Scour myself. Graveyard order doesn't matter. Ooh, Steel Sabotage.
I'll be decent with that Snapcaster you got.
It's true.
Alright, try an Ichor. Wellspring. Ooh, wow. Sabotage yet again. Go ahead. At least we're not getting our face bashed in right now. Faithless Looting.
Sure.
Alright. So, definitely pitching this. For sure.
I was really hoping you decided back in the Ancient Grudge. Discard that.
And as for the other card to discard, it's actually a little tough. I think it's either one of these two. Probably this. I think we discard these two. Alright, we'll discard Select Storm Coil Engine.
Sure.
So you go.
And turn, Snapcaster, Thought Scour.
Okay.
Hit a Talrand. Quirion Dryad. No!
Yay.
All the good ones. Check.
Alright. 18.
I'm not sure if I should do this here or just sit back. There's not like a lot of harm in casting it now though, so. But it could help me later, like if I, draw a Quirion Dryad or something. So. Yeah, I think I'll just go ahead and. I'm not sure if I want to pay life or mana though. Pay life. 18.
Okay. Galv Blast, Whip Flare, Select Storm, Trading Post, Thragtusk.
Select Storm, Blast, Whip, Post, Tusk. Alright, so the nuts, except for land. Go.
East. Flaming Post.
We'll
Jam it out there.
and hit it with the Steel Sabotage.
Alright.
Alright, so now this kind of leaves me a little vulnerable to Whip Flare and Slag Storm, but I have to apply pressure or else he's going to beat me with a Thorac Tusk now that he top decked a Cavern. I got Jerk.
I believe Boss was the term I was going for, but...
Alright, we're going to pay a blue mana this time for the probe.
Alright, I drew a Cavern
Souls.
Souls.
Yeah, I was curious. Alright, we'll attack for 4.
Yep, 14.
Your turn. I just hope you never draw a land. That's why I'm so bitter right now.
Oh, yeah. This deck has 3 Wormcoil engines in it. Sometimes you're dumb. The moral of the story is sometimes you're dumb.
No,
so,
you, BBD.
Yeah.
No, you.
So, Todd most likely has some form of counter magic available to himself right now. But, I'm going to try to Whip Flare.
I will try to mana leak it.
It will succeed.
Okay.
Go.
Alright. Bang.
So, I think we're just going to take it again and then try this, and if that fails, then we may be in a little bit of trouble. But, he's hitting his land drops.
Every game I hit more land drops than you, man.
I know. Would love to be greedy here.
I would love for you to be dead here, to be honest.
Yeah, I believe it.
Woman.
I'm gonna try Slag Storm. This probably is gonna fail miserably. Yeah. Alright.
Well, luckily, you're still in amazing shape if you draw a land. So, that's something.
Yeah.
I need to draw a mutagenic
land.
growth. I need to draw a land.
Yeah.
Like this one.
Yeah.
That was quite possibly the best top deck possible. Well, no, second best top deck possible. Maybe third best. I don't know. It's pretty close. It was good. Oh, man. Now I can actually win the long game. This is crazy. I don't know what to do with myself.
I'm so afraid right now.
Well, I'm guessing this guy. Whatever.
Wow. Okay. That's pretty good.
Alright. I'm going to draw a card and mill you for 1.
Whip Flare. Oh, I would have liked to have drawn Whip Flare.
6.
Alright, I'm at 4.
Go.
Alright, deck. Should be playing one more land. I don't actually know. I guess we have to play Every Wellspring.
Fine.
Hey, there's that land. We're dead.
Yeah!
Kill a guy. What I lose? I should probably.
You should have Slag Storm the turn where you Whip Flared, because
Yeah.
then if you draw a land, you get to play around the Mana Leak. And I think that since you didn't draw the land,
Well,
you
yeah.
should just Gal Blast so you don't get Snap Leaked or leaked.
When I played the Whip Flare, my reasoning was like, if you leak it, then I can Galv Blast, but then I just decided not to Galv Blast, which was the mistake, so.
Sure.
But yeah. And I guess you had Mutagenic anyway, but.
At this. We're beating this card. Never.
I would have attacked it with Thragtusk until you block and,
Alright, cool.
Yeah.